Welcome to a new chapter in Big Boys. Here, we ponder the question that despite having a doctorate degree, why don't pharmacists use the prefix doctor? Will this lead us into the exciting world of investigative journalism? Find out on this episode of Big Boys. Gotta try and get better angle like last week.
There you go. All right. Well, we're recording new episode. New us doing video again. Which I don't know. I guess you could try recording your intros with video if you want, man. But I was just thinking, like, it takes about twice as long for me to edit it now with video stuff. So I might just use this portion, our conversation as the video. And then everything else might just stay as audio just because it takes, as I said, twice as long. And I ain't got twice the time.
Yeah, that's something I was thinking of and talking to like my content creator friends. If this is going to be viable, we need to, we need to be able to, at least for the time being, as we grow, things will change, but we got to be able to do it quickly.
Exactly. We're all about the quickies here.
Figure out how that is so I don't spend as much time like editing the audio.
Yeah. Well, yeah, dude, like that's what I'm saying is that like I tried and I don't even think, to be honest, like the part with me doing my final thoughts at the end, I don't even think like the audio and the video fully synced up. I think it's synced up close enough. But like if I want to add the music to it, like I got to separate the audio from it and then bring it back. And then try to sync it up, which is hard to do, again, because there's music in the background now. And it's just, it takes so much more time. And to be honest, I mean, we really won't be able to tell until, usually about a week is when I kind of see like the actual returns per video. And like right now, it doesn't really seem like there's like an exponential growth in people watching it versus listening to it. So.
No, and that's where we're really dropping the ball on short form content. We're going to get most of our listeners through like Instagram and shorts. We need to be doing little things like that. Easier said than done.
Yeah.
And then as that grows, a small percentage of them, it's the same thing with like trying to grow a YouTube channel, which you can think that's more or less what we're doing by trying to do video now.
Right.
Is
and by
only like let's say you have 100,000 on Instagram. Of that, you might get like 5,000 or less actually like watching your YouTubes.
Right. And by us dropping the ball, you specifically mean you, correct? Because I don't recall saying that I was looking to invest any more time into doing the short form stuff, which I am all for. It's just once again, limited amount of time on my hands with doing the community service.
The ball has been dropped was my point,
Mm-hmm.
Point fingers all day.
We sure can. I just want to make sure that the right fingers are getting pointed. Not my fault. But yeah, man, what's new with you this week?
Not a whole lot, really, man.
Yeah? Well, you went to Summer's baby shower, huh?
I did. That was interesting. Aaron ended up being out there, so that was kind of cool.
Hey, yo, shout out to the old Eads.
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah, same here. Well, obviously. He didn't just stop in LA unannounced. Yeah,
he's got a kid.
Still, that's good.
She's like 13 months now.
Look at him, just still being a father and having a living and breathing child. Who knew he had it in him? Yeah,
I mean, I did. We're about the last ones now.
We are the last of our kind. That's for sure.
Yeah, Chris has one. The other Chris has one on the way, hence the shower.
Yep.
Aaron's got one.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
had a couple.
Yeah. In regards to Summers, I didn't think it was a faux baby shower. I didn't think it was we got you. Not having a kid for real. Like I presumed it was a very much for this real child that is on the way.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely a real child. It's not like they got all their family and friends there, and they were like, ah. You should see the look on your face.
Yeah, comes out wearing
Oh wait, you can on hidden camera there.
Yeah, comes out wearing a sideways punked hat. Yeah.
For some reason, Ashton Kutcher's there. You're like, huh?
Yeah. It's like, no, we couldn't. It's still just me. It's old Chris Summers here. We couldn't afford Cooch to come here, but I got the hat. Pretty wild, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, but I found this guy that kind of looks like him, you know, like from the profile.
Yeah. I think if anybody just wears a punked hat sideways, you're practically Ashton Kutcher, you know?
Yeah, at this point.
I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. But yeah, so that was good, huh? You guys, you saw things meant for this newborn, right? And I'm talking about the baby shower, man.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't catch what you said.
You guys saw like gifts that were, you know.
Yeah. Gifts were exchanged. I guess more given. It's not like they gave me anything, so.
Yeah, that'd have been odd if you had.
Yeah, that'd have been a weird baby shower.
Yeah, it's you, Summers.
I mean, I guess, you know, I could probably expect a thank you card at some point in the mail. I don't know. I'm not hung up on all that, you know.
Yeah,
nice sentiment, but I really don't care.
Like I don't. Yeah, that to me that always seemed like the most exhausting part about you know, those type of parties or get-togethers or whatever it is, the formal aspect of it, of like, you know, like, oh, you have a wedding, and then like, oh, now you got to fill out thank you cards. Like, but we said thank you for coming when they showed up. Like, now we got to after the fact. Ugh, exhausting, you know, like.
Yeah, I think a lot of that pomp and circumstance is starting to disappear with like younger generations, basically like our age and younger.
Yeah. Yeah,
they're
well,
kind of getting like, thank you cards are still kind of a thing. I feel like the women push that a lot more than the men.
Well, I don't know.
And that's mainly just like.
Well, we're a little old school.
I don't know, because they want to.
You know. Yeah, we're like old school, small town Texas people too. So, like maybe I don't know. I don't know what you know, if there's a new wave of people out there that are, you know, anti thank you cards.
This is just my observation. I mean maybe someone's done a study on it, but
maybe. Certainly not us.
Just what it seems like I've observed, you know, it's kind of like same with like invites are getting less formal. People are still kind of doing save the dates, but a lot of it's like, hey, come to our wedding.
Well, I kind of get that. I mean, that is a save the date, right? Come to our wedding. Hey, come to our wedding, or an invite. I understand that when you're trying to figure out, you know, when there's other aspects of like how many chairs you need, if you're feeding people, if, you know, you're giving them, you know, beverages, all that. I understand that aspect, but if it's after the fact, it's like, you were there. I said thank you. You know, let's all go about. I'm not
arguing that. I'm just saying, like, all that can be done like digitally now. You don't need to do all the paper in the mail and sign each save the date and, you know, give it a lipstick kiss or whatever it is they did. You know, like you could basically create like a Facebook group now.
Yeah. So what you're saying is,
hey, the so and so wedding 23, and you know.
So what, you were just put off by my lipstick kiss to my wedding? Is that what is that what this is?
Yeah, that was a dig at you. Yeah.
I tell you. Well, this is why you didn't get a lipstick kiss to my divorce party.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now we're on to something. Divorce party invites.
Yeah. There's got.
See, we hear the Big Boys podcast. I don't just consider us, you know, intellectual men of our time. I guess I'm trying to think. You know, it's not just deep discussion that we're having. It's creating new trends.
Yeah,
we're really kind of just, you know, pushing things forward. And I think divorce parties, you're onto something right there.
You know, it's funny that you said that. You know,
it's a thing.
we're all about creating new trends here, but I was literally just about to say before you cut me off, I don't want to create that trend because I know, like I'm 100% behind what you're saying. I think it is a trend that is worthy of us promoting, and it's for a good cause. I think divorces should be celebrated in that regard. Of like, it's just somebody moving on with their lives, and regardless of the outcome of what happened with their marriage, with whichever party, these people should be, made to feel good that they're continuing on with their lives, right? However,
I can agree with that. I don't think it's so much celebrating divorce, not from my opinion. I think it's kind of like a celebration of life after a funeral.
There we go.
You might think like a funeral's a sad occasion. Why are you having a celebration? But it's more celebrating whereas I guess the celebration of life at a funeral is celebrating the things that were. The divorce party will be looking to the future.
Sure.
It's more like a toast.
Yeah, and nothing sounds more toast-worthy than comparing my divorce to a funeral.
Comparing divorces. Yours is just one of many, but yeah. It'll be all divorces going forward because this is going to be a thing.
Yeah. Which again, like I'm all for promoting. I just don't necessarily know that I would want to be the first guy to host a divorce party. Mainly because I'm not a great host. Let's face it. But also in like setting those types of trends of just like no, like. Yeah, this is gonna be fun, guys. Trust me, this is gonna be good. This is we're gonna start out.
Come on, you heard the song "It's My Party and I'll Cry If I Want to." Well, buckle up, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna start out with Rod Stewart's "Some Guys Have All the Luck," and they're just like, Jesus Christ, look at Brian over there with his white sport coat on, just snapping back and forth, just trying to convince us that he's okay.
Hey, why does he seem so sad? Doesn't he know this is a party?
There's a song for that too. It's on my playlist. Because obviously you're going to also be the DJ of your own divorce party.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You're just playing one song on a repeat over and over?
Yeah.
Playing something like When Doves Cry, just on loop over and over again.
She may have the house, but I got the rights to DJ. Yeah. So who's the real winner? She is. She has the house.
Or what was the old song? I'm trying to remember the name of the artist that did it, but it was like, she got the gold mine, I got the shaft.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good play of words. Yeah. Who did that song? I don't know.
I know you'll recognize it. Jerry Reed. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
From Smokey and the Bandit fame.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Jerry Reed. Love that guy. Of old Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah. They're just, talk about, another divorce song to put on the playlist there. You just eastbound down, loaded up and trucking. I know it's in relation to.
You know what? I think we should create the Big Boys divorce playlist.
Yeah.
Follow it on Spotify.
Exactly. It's, most of it's just soundtracks from The Wedding Singer.
There you go.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, I rewatched that movie again.
Hey, that movie was popular.
I love it, man. It's it is the soundtrack to my life. I just love that song with Sandler just falling apart and just like, somebody kill me, please. I wanna fuck it. Like, and then of course you got what's his name? John Lovitz. He's got the best. He steals the show in that movie with just seeing Sandler and Shambles, and just like, my God, he's falling apart. And then he has that like epiphany of like, I'm reaping all the benefits. And then for some stupid reason, just slowly like closes a curtain on his own head, like just with the creepiest, eeriest smile. It's love that movie. Listeners, viewers, give Old Wedding Singer another shot. give it a look see. It's worth it.
Yeah, that's a good throwback that actually may be older than some of our listeners out there.
Maybe, but most of them, again, looking at the analytics, most of the demographics of our listeners are people roundabouts our age. We got a few in the 18 to 20 market, but most of them are just guys creating divorce playlists.
Yeah, the kind of guys that would listen to a divorce playlist.
And I assume their ex-wives checking in on them. Like, oh God, Ronnie created a divorce playlist.
You know,
oh
please.
Jesus, is it gonna be okay? Yeah.
Listeners, please, if you would have a song that you would like us to add to our divorce playlist, let us know. This is for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, for everyone. The divorce playlist.
I mean, more particularly everyone who's gone through a divorse. But
yeah, since
still,
more accurate.
You know, we're open to ideas. That's my point.
That's right. We are open-minded. Yeah. Divorcees and what would you consider yourself? Because you're not a divorced man. Which, by the way, like
I think I'm just good old-fashioned lonely.
Dude, well, we'll come back to that here in a second. But like, you know, I'm filling out paperwork because I finally got signed up for doing this drug offenders course that I'm required to do by the court. But it's like with this thing and like every other thing, like, why does it, like, who gives a shit, like, on paper that I'm divorced? Like, why can't I just go back to just claiming being single? Like, like, there's not like
I don't fully understand that, because I've seen that before. It's like single, married, divorced. It's like, isn't that just single again?
Yeah, my point exactly. It's like there's not a new tax demographic for being divorced. Like,
it's like, it's almost like, what are you, branded now? Like,
yeah, it's like,
yeah, you're just single again.
Yeah, I gotta fucking fill out these, you know, scarlet letter tax forms here. Like, who gives a shit?
You're wearing the A right here.
Yeah, where's the thing? How about the thing I could circle? None of your goddamn business. Does not concern you. Yeah. What the, like, the audacity. First of all, that I'm answering these really just like shame on you questions because they know that, you know, you're required to answer them because you're doing it as a drug offender. You know, basically just like, you ever consider your drugs being a problem? Like, would anyone take your course if they hadn't considered it? If it wasn't a mandatory thing? You don't have to slap me in the face with these questions. And then also, like, are you divorced? Are you not just single? Did you try and it just didn't work out? Here,
you have to mark this third category.
Yeah. It's like they're gonna figure out a way to like just virtually bitch slap you at some point, you know, and then that's that's gonna take place of filling out whether or not you're single, divorced, or married. Like, unless it like pertains to like a you know, income of some sort, like, none of your goddamn business.
Dude, I agree with you on that. Like, I mean, of course, that could get into the whole, like, even with income or something, like married, like, it's all ridiculous, especially this day and age where it's so common for like both spouses to work. And then so they're like, oh, we don't want to miss a single penny. You know, you got to declare as married, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't like, I mean, especially, like you said, like, it is very commonplace of, you know, if it's, I don't think we're living in, we're very far away from a time in modern America where it was like, oh, your spouse, you know, works against tradition. Like, that hasn't been, you know, I don't think an issue since at least the 70s, right? You know?
Yeah, I mean, that I would say that Gen X is when it really started becoming more common.
Yeah,
you know, for like both parents to be working and so on and so forth.
Well, I mean, maybe it was like more the norm by Gen X, but I would say even by the 70s, it wasn't like, you know, a culture shock to hear that, you know, both.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, Gen X is like as kids.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, okay. I didn't really make that clear. Because they were kind of like I've heard them referred to as like the latchkey generation. You know, both kids were at work, so they like
both kids are at work.
Huh?
Did you realize? Did you realize that's what you said? Both kids are at work.
No, I didn't say that. Instead of the 70s, it took it back to the 1870s. Yeah, both these kids are in the mine. They're in the factory.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are the main protagonists of the jungle. Am I saying that right?
Hey, the simple reality is a kid's hands can just fit places a man's can't. They're great in a factory situation.
That's right. These iPhones ain't going to make themselves.
Thank you, Chinese labor.
Thank you. And on that note, yes, this brings us to our mandatory thank you to Chinese labor. What would we be putting our divorce playlist on if not for you, Chinese children?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Chinese labor, for giving us the device to put our divorce playlist on at a reasonable price.
Yeah. I never had kids myself, but if I did, I'd want them to be real hardworking. Just like you.
Hey, I don't know about your dad, but my dad multiple times work around the house, chores and things. He would say that's half the reason he had kids, was so he wouldn't have to do it.
Oh yeah, no. My father definitely broke some child labor laws for sure.
Yeah.
Like you saw the home I grew up in. Like me and my brother and my sisters built half of it with our bare hands. Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah. Use your own bloodline. You ain't gotta go by any code that the city makes on you.
Hey, if it's not a place of business, the laws don't apply.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much time. I mean, all of us spent blood, sweat, and tears on our place. It was a divorce settlement house on like 10 acres. So I don't know how much like wood and brush and like everything with a thorn, briars and stuff that we cleared out of there.
Yeah. Now my one of my favorite childhood memories is my dad laughing his ass off at me when we were constructing an add-on to the shop that we had when my grandparents were moving in with us, and I'm holding this metal beam, that's gonna obviously hold up the shop or what have you. I'm in like the 6th grade, and he's welding it together, and of course one of the I don't know what you would call it, like metal flakes shoots off of it and lands in my shoe, catches my foot on fire, and I'm just a 6th grader running around with my foot on fire, just screaming like ah! And as any good father would do, he just fucking falls over laughing.
Doesn't do a thing about it. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. CPS.
Did you have a pool at that time?
Yeah. No, we didn't dig the hole for the pool at that point yet. That was pretty close though. That was dude, yeah, now you mentioned it, like my middle school was nothing but just making child labor laws. Like
okay, well I'm just thinking with your foot on fire, maybe you ran and dove into the pool, but
no. I'm trying to think because as much as I'm giving him shit, like I also feel for the man in a lot of ways because he was trying to give his kids things, but he was doing it with the limited budget he had and the workaround, obviously. But like I think we dug out the pool in the 7th grade. He borrowed somebody's tractor and then obviously had like 4 kids with shovels, yeah, so I think building the shop was 6th grade. Nana and Grampy move in, because we also built the additional add-on house, which of course got renovated like 3 or 4 different times. Also was a crew member on that.
I remember that being renovated when we were in high school, and then there was like that short-lived home gym or whatever.
Yeah, well, and then of course, as with tradition, with both homes I grew up in, the one in Fort Worth and the one in Springtown that they have now sold, like once they finally get it, like once my dad finally gets it to where he likes it, fucking sells it, and we start all over again,
Yeah.
Of course, this last time he moved into a house where it was like fully the way that he liked it because he knew damn well he didn't have any kids around to reconstruct it.
And he's not doing all that work himself.
Yeah, well, he's got a bad leg. He's got a bad knee now, so Which hopefully, Pop, if you're listening to this, I'm hoping, hoping the knee appointment went well. Because I ain't ruined. No. So yeah, but like that's how I knew. I was like, God, I think he's getting ready to sell this place because like finally, like there was no nothing was under reconstruction within those last few years.
Projects left.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And lo and behold, he sold it. But yeah, man. It's been a hell of a week, dude. I just started doing my community service. Knocked out my the 8 hours I needed to do for February on Monday and Tuesday, which was it's an interesting place. I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to get in any trouble or start a fiasco there, but it is interesting being a service to the community there.
Can you say, without revealing too much, how are you serving the community?
So I work.
Give away the place?
No, I don't think I'll give away the place because there's plenty of places like this in Los Angeles that host like AA and other anonymous group meetings, but which is whatever. That's actually pretty uneventful, that aspect of it. But also what they do is they help find homes for the homeless members of our community. So there's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for here? Psychologically challenged individuals that are there, which again is like I'm not looking to make fun of or shit on these people. Like they got plenty of their own problems, but there's definitely some funny shit that happens. I was telling my dad about this the other day. It was like probably like as far as like as a somewhat trained comedian, like probably one of the funniest line deliveries I've ever heard in my entire life. I witnessed the other day at this place, and when thinking about it further, like it makes me laugh even harder because like this chick was live streaming it on a camera, but this homeless lady, our newfound home, she's like now in a group home or whatever, but she's pretty unstable, which is fine. I mean, she's dealing with a lot of past trauma, I'm assuming. And anyways, she just like yelling at anybody for any particular reason, which is, whatever. Living X number of years on the streets will probably do that to you, mixed in with whatever.
Wait, so she's just shouting?
Well, yeah. Well, so anyways, there's, I'm there for X number of hours a day, trying to knock out my 480 hours of community service that I'm required to do, which now I have 472 left because I knocked out 8 on, with 4 hours on Monday, 4 hours on Tuesday. So I was going to just, do these dishes at this place here because, just, again, looking to do some of my time. And there's this microwave next to it, and she had, I guess, her rice-a-roni in it. And I wasn't looking to steal her rice-a-roni or anything. But again, she's not a really stable person. And I don't know, maybe she's used to being around other unstable people that are going to fuck with her shit. But so she, I go, like, I'm wearing, like, dish gloves. But anyways, I all I did was like I walked past the microwave and she's like, hey, get the fuck away from my shit, motherfucker. And I'm just like, and by the way, it was like,
whoa.
Well, it was just, I guess fortunately, working the job that I work overnights and dealing with, people of her ilk on a weekly basis has kind of trained me for this these types of situations where I was just calmly, it's like, excuse me, She goes, no, my food. Like, and then, she's kind of like saying like, oh, I'm not, gonna like pick a fight about this. And so she's kind of calming down, but also justifying her yelling. And she's like, my food, just get away from me. Like, okay, that's fine. I'll do that. You don't have to swear at me. And of course, that just diffuses the whole situation. No longer has an issue with me, but next oblivious guy walks by the fucking microwave, has no idea, and just, hey mother, like just so it's just like 4 people in a row, just get the fuck away from my rice-a-roni. And which of course she like put like 5 packets of soy sauce in before turning the mic, like before putting it in the microwave. So it's just like you open up the microwave, just like fucking like soy sauce splattered. Yeah, definitely a crime scene, right? And again, like, dude, I don't like. For me personally, I don't really give a shit because like it's it's not great to look at, but I don't have to smell it. I don't have a sense of smell. It doesn't really affect me in that regard. And also, like, I'm going into it with the mindset of like I got to do something to kill my time, and it's better than answering the phone and not knowing the answers to any of these questions that people are gonna inevitably ask me. Fuck it, I'll clean up some rice-a-roni. I don't give a fuck. That's fine. But anyways, she's just kind of hanging around the place. Like, she has a group home that I guess she can go stay in, but for whatever reason, she just doesn't want to be in her group home. She doesn't want to sleep in her group home, so she's just spending the whole time at this community service place. And she asked the lady in charge, like, "Can I live stream?" And like this area that we're in is like a glorified library, and so it's not like they have like the high tech live streaming equipment, like much like ourselves. And and
yes, the studio here with my bed and laundry in the background.
Yeah, at least I had the wherewithal to throw my laundry out of the into the back shot. My God, man.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't notice it till I saw it on the camera.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh man, probably should have moved that.
Oh, well, actually, I got to say, as much as I'm shitting on you for it, it does give you something to, it gives some kind of something in the background rather than just your blank wall. But anyway, so this,
ladies and gentlemen, set dressing.
Yeah, that's what that is. So she decides she wants to live stream on the computer in the office, and I guess she's got a cough. But like it's not like just like she's like clearing her throat. It's just like she's doing this thing where it's like sounds like she's going to like her lungs are going to collapse and she's going to die live streaming on the computer desk, where it's just like I don't want to like blow out the mic, but like I'll try to give a rendition. It's not going to do justice to the volume of how loud she was. I'm just going blah, 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 blah. And she was doing this for minutes at a time. Like it was excruciatingly long. It felt like forever, but it had to at least be minutes. Just going. Finally, the lady goes like she just I can't stand it anymore. She like stops what she does. She stops what she's doing and looks up like, "Are you okay?" And best line delivery of like just still just staring at the computer the whole time, just coughing.
Oh, okay.
As far as like writing like a situational type humor joke, like best one word delivery you could have given, because like, yeah, no shit, but also that answers everything that's going on there. Just oh she's coughing. Everyone go back to just doing whatever. Just just like and that's all she says, and just like still picking out the rice-a-roni in her teeth. Just
listen there. Don't worry, everyone. No. I got to the bottom of it. She was coughing. Yeah. Coughing, everyone. Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm like choking in like a public area, and I die, and people are just, I want that to be my final word. My final words is all I'm saying. Final word, if you will. I'm just like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Coughing. Yeah. so it's been interesting for shizo. And then also, I feel like I could talk about this freely now because I spoke about it with my probation office. I am trying to find a new place. My roommate, my cousin, is moving to New York at the end of the month, so I am trying to find a new place to live, which I've been, going back, bouncing back and forth. You know about this personally. Been bouncing back and forth, figuring out whether or not he is going to New York. He is, it turns out. But now it's just, and we got to be out of this place by the 31st. And so now I'm just, relentlessly ciphering through spam bullshit, saying that they have rooms for rent, and then finding ones that are rooms for rent, that are, pricey as hell, essentially glorified closets that they want you to pay $30,000 to move into. And then, I'm just ciphering through all that, whilst doing community service, whilst checking in with probation, whilst doing AA related stuff. Also yesterday, and I keep forgetting this, signed with a talent agent and manager.
Hey, nice.
Thank you. Yeah. Which it's, like I said, I keep forgetting it because I just got so much other shit going on. Like I haven't really even had time to digest that and that's victory, and the fact that also, it's, even though it is a headache having to find a new place, at least I'm thus far, I've made my way far enough in the paperwork of I'm not going to get transferred back to Texas, for, having to change addresses. I just got to, let them know. Yeah. Let them know where my new place is as soon as I figure it out. And that'll be it. So, things are, I got to remind myself, things are looking up. Things are working in my favor. It's just motherfucking exhausting. Yeah, exactly. It's just been a motherfucking exhausting week or life. I don't really remember how long it's been. But yeah, so that, I know we've kind of just gone on and ranting about my life and just generic bullshit. But did you have a topic you wanted to talk about? Perpetually single, lonely man?
No, all of that is just so much more interesting than anything that's going on in my life. To be honest with you, I'm just thinking that you could make a skit out of that whole thing. That's kind of what I've been thinking about with the coughing woman.
Oh my god, dude! I want so bad to find out what platform was she live streaming on, because I feel like it is such a viral opportunity, because my reenactment does not do justice to I'm just thinking about her just staring at a computer just blankly too, which was so golden. That's why I say her delivery, just blankly, just blah, blah. And then you just hear some lady in the background, You okay? Coughing.
Yeah. I think there's a bit in there somewhere.
Definitely is. For sure.
Now the only subject I had prepared for today was why don't pharmacists use the prefix doctor?
I mean, damn, Sorrels. That was
because my understanding is, and listeners, please reach out if you know something that I don't. But my understanding is that to become a pharmacist, you go to pharmacy school. That's a 4-year graduate degree. That's a doctorate degree.
Is it? Is it what it says on the degree that it's a doctoral certification?
I'm going to check that right now, but I think so. Is a pharmacist a doctor?
Maybe they do.
Pharmacists are doctors.
No shit. I did not see this. I didn't actually know this. But of course, I'm perpetually ignorant about many things.
Yeah, it says as of the year 2004, a doctor of pharmacy degree, and it kind of cuts off here. I got to click it to read more. But yeah, that was my thought. I was like, and anybody else I've ever known that earns a doctorate degree, it doesn't matter if it's in something like art history, they're very adamant about it's doctor.
Well, maybe it's just something different because there's such a blurred. I mean, they're in such a gray area of the two different types. I assume two different types of doctorates. You know what I mean? Is it not a medical doctor degree? Is it something different?
Yeah. So they're not medical doctors.
Okay.
But my point is, I'm pretty sure it's a doctorate level degree, same as somebody who's got a PhD.
Sure. Right.
Yeah.
So maybe. maybe they were having a bunch of issues with that of like, maybe somebody picking up their heart medicine, their blood pressure medicine, has a heart attack, and somebody's like, is there a doctor in the house? And oh, doctor of pharmacy here. And they're just thinking that's like similar to a medical degree. Like, why won't you help my dying father?
Oh, I'm just a pharmacist.
Exactly. But it says doctor.
But the thing is, there could be the exact same confusion. A bit like, do we have a doctor on the airplane? I'm a doctor. Oh, my dad's having a heart attack. It's like, whoa, I'm a doctor in theology or whatever.
Sure, but when an asshole who decides to do that, just like, I just needed everybody on this airplane to know that I have a doctorate, but I am of no use to helping this dying ill man.
So, sorry about your dad, but just so everyone knows, I am a doctor.
Yeah, if anyone has any art history questions, I'm your man. Yeah, if he needs to be resuscitated about the Renaissance era, I got you. So I would say the important distinction here is like, say that's the scenario that I had, or your airplane scenario set in a pharmacy. Person is having some kind of physical ailment. And is in need of emergency critical care. If you go by a doctor, and I don't know, this is all, I don't know why I feel the need to keep stating that we don't know what the fuck we were talking about. Nobody sue us, please. Or send us a bunch of hate letters. Actually, no, do send us hate letters. It would be nice to know that people are listening.
All publicity is good publicity as far as I'm concerned at this point.
But what I was getting to was that, I guess the important subtle distinction is that perhaps, people are looking at that doctor, if they are going by, doctor of medicine, like, oh, please, quick, give him whatever, miracle pill you have back there that's going to make this person stop having a heart attack, when, obviously that does not exist, but it's less like, okay, this is not in my wheelhouse. No, everybody stop putting this bullshit on me. Whereas nobody's coming to the guy, the doctorate in psychiatry or art history, like, why haven't you saved my dying father?
I think you're touching on it, because I've had a very similar thought. I thought maybe it just would be confusing, because if they'd be like, oh, do you have any questions? If you ever pick up medication, they always ask, do you have any questions for the pharmacist? And if they're like, do you have any questions for the doctor? They'd be like, what? My doctor? Or it might just get confusing if they refer to as Dr. So-and-so at the pharmacy, and then the person's like, oh, well, you need authorization from your doctor for another refill. It's like, well, you're a doctor. Can you not just, I think it might just be confusing.
Yeah. It's kind of like
that's
too many.
The only reason I can come up with of why they don't do it.
I think we've cracked the case, Soils. I think that's exactly what it is. I think what it is with the pharmacist, it's like it's too many perceived cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It becomes an Abbott and Costello routine of like who's on,
who's the doctor?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is.
I'm going to do a little bit of a quote unquote investigative journalism here.
Mm-hmm.
And next time I pick up a prescription, and when they ask me, do you have any questions for the pharmacist? I'm going to say, you know what? Actually, I do.
There you go. Waste that person's time for the sake of this. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to say, and they're going to come over and I'm going to say, how come pharmacists don't use the prefix doctor?
I would actually
look them right in the eye. Yeah.
Don't forget to keep your mouth agape as well.
Yeah.
How come you don't go by
matter of fact? Just why don't doctors use the prefix, or I can't. Why don't pharmacists use the prefix doctor?
I do this. Yeah. This is I think a solid question. Obviously, though, I'm just discovering that is a. I kind of always suspected, because I know it's you can't just trip and fall and find your way into being a pharmacist. I know it was a lot of education involved with it, but I did not realize that it was a doctorate degree. I thought it was its own, which it makes sense though, because if it's an accredited school and all that, like they have each tier is a new level that they're across the board to whatever school you go to. It's a doctorate or whatever, a master's. That does track. It does make sense that it would be considered a doctorate.
In general, there are some differences, but in general, like a doctorate level is like 4 years of graduate school, so above like a bachelor's degree. A master's is like 2.
Yeah.
And then law is kind of its own. It's what they call a Juris Doctor, and it's like 3 years. Just basically a junior doctor. So I don't think they're qualified to use the prefix doctor, but it's like more than a master's degree, less than a doctorate.
Well, I would say in a similar field, though, which I say that loosely, it would be, like psychology, right? Because you're, in particular to like, talking about, well, see, that's hard to say because it is kind of like it's between psychology and the medical field because, some of it, the pharmacist is dealing with, medication that, alters the chemicals in your mind to make you a more balanced human being, or the one that, that alters the chemicals in your body that makes your blood pressure not so sky high or what have you, and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. The pharmacist has to be very educated on all the medicines, probably some chemistry involved. But at the same time, gone are the days like it was like in what's the Christmas classic with James Starr, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah.
Where he saves the pharmacist at the beginning from accidentally poisoning the kid.
Man, I haven't.
Back in those days, the pharmacist was actually like mixing capsules. Nowadays, most of that stuff I'm pretty sure comes from like pharmaceutical companies, and the pharmacist just like counts it out, or basically a pharmacy tech counts it out under the guidance of the pharmacist.
Yeah. You don't really see anybody on the back filling, capsules, like, measuring 30 milligrams and,
Yeah. So again, I'm not sitting here saying that we need less educated pharmacists. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like they're not really doing what they used to do, but they've still got a doctorate level degree, but they don't go by doctor. It's just very intriguing to me.
I think what it is maybe back in those days, and this is how educated I am with even entertainment history, or Abbott and Costello around the same time as Jimmy Stewart, which I know his career spans decades, but like around It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, It's a Wonderful Life was in the 40s, so I think so.
Okay. So maybe in the 40s, somebody saw that Abbott and Costello routine and they're just, just like, this is, I go through this every day with being, considered a medical doctor, but I'm actually, we're really stretching that out, that bit being pertaining to a pharmacist, but I think you see where I'm going with it, right?
Yeah.
It's complex, and they were looking to make a way for it to be less complex. But again, I do want you to ask your pharmacist about this because this is a good question, and this might actually.
Next time I do a prescription refill, I'm going to ask.
This honestly, I mean, still definitely use your quote end quotes with investigating journalism, but this will definitely hands down be the most investigating you have done as a investigative journalist.
As a journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. It's just something I think about sometimes, and I've never really been able to find a clear answer. I've done some Google searching, and a lot of it is people, again, guessing, more or less like we are, just I guess otherwise to clear up confusion.
Yeah. I got to hand it to you, Sorrels. This was an interesting topic to bring up, man. These topics are starting to be a little bit like Russian roulette with you. I don't, they're either actually going to be positing, and really thoughtful questions, or hot wings.
Hey man, hot wings affect all of our lives.
They certainly do. They certainly affect.
Unless you're vegan or something. But otherwise, everybody loves hot wings.
I was going to say they affect all the lives involved with this podcast, which are you and me. So they heavily affect our lives. It's true.
But so my question there too is, could a doctor be? Is it like a square and rectangle situation then? Could a doctor be a pharmacist, but a pharmacist not be a doctor? Like, obviously, my doctor's knowledge enough to prescribe the medication. I would think he'd at least be
I see what you're
knowledgeable
saying.
enough to oversee a pharmacy, you know?
Hmm. I gotta assume that it's two different types of certifications, correct? But I would
I think
assume,
so.
yeah. I think, well, here's the thing. If we're going with that angle, I think it's both. I think if a pharmacist wanted badly enough to have the recognition of being a medical doctor, they could go to school, just much like a doctor can become a lawyer if he wants to, do the work. But what you're pausing though is that, like, I don't think being a medical doctor grants you the certification of also being qualified to be a pharmacist. I think that's two different types of
No,
certifications.
because I imagine more than just knowledge about the medications. It's there's probably a lot of legal red tape there for like pharmacy protocol and legalities involving how medications are
Yeah.
received and distributed.
And like
And I
with
imagine
anything in
the
the, yeah.
pharmacist is gonna. I mean, they studied to be in that job. They're just gonna be a lot more
Mhm.
familiar with the day-to-day protocol. Would be my guess.
Well, it's also that. And then also there's, like with anything in the medical field, whether pharmacy related or, your um, regular doctor, like it's continued education. So, they would still have to be showing that they're up to date with the latest, what have you. You can't
Yeah.
be, like a hundred and something year old pharmacist can't be prescribing, barbiturates from, the 30s that,
Yeah. There you go.
yeah.
Don't worry, a
Uh,
shot of morphine will clear that
yeah.
right up, Sonny.
Whoa, having trouble sleeping, are you? Well, I got these Quaaludes here for you, feller.
Yeah.
I don't know why I made him sound like an old prospector from the 19th century selling Quaaludes.
There's Quaaludes in this bottle. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry that I came out from under a rock and I sound like I'm from the last century. I have the degree to prescribe you these here Quaaludes.
I think we just came up with a drug dealing character right there. He's like an old prospector.
Yeah.
He's like, there's drugs in these streets.
Yeah. This here's the real top line pure product. I checked it with my own tooth.
He's like, I checked it myself. Got it on the end of a knife.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, you know how they're always biting into gold to make sure that it's real. It's just like he's just like biting into like a brick of cocaine. Yes, sir. That's 100% pure, certified Colombian Bam Bam.
That's what they call primo. This is Colombian gold.
Yeah. Yes, sir. This better not be cut, Jethro, or you'll be seeing the other end of my knife. The side that's not used for tasting. What I'm saying is, I'll cut a motherfucker if he crosses me. See, my first time around the block.
You know, you like Walter White was Heisenberg. Now we've got the prospector.
Yeah. Say my name, fella. Say my name. I am the one who knocks.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I'm the one who knocks. Yeah.
That's the only way you can tell if it's real certified genuine gold.
Yeah, certified genuine gold. Yahoo! Yahoo! Yeah. Just zooted out on blow.
I keep all my cooking hardware in my pack here. Just breaking up crystal meth.
Yeah, just
with a pickaxe.
Yeah. Camp, and it's a meth lab. He's got like a bent spoon, like.
Funny trivial fact, I also use this here pot to eat my beans out of.
Yeah, I've had a deviated septum since '87.
Oh, we're so fucking dumb. Everyone listening to this, everyone listening to this podcast, we just came up with a new word there, or I just had a stroke. One of the two things happened. Anyone listening to this podcast or broadcast has now become dumber. For sure.
Either that or they're laughing really hard, which is what I'm hoping for.
Well, no, I think both is could be accounted for. You know, if you're laughing at this dumbass drug dealing prospector,
drug dealing prospector.
We've affected your IQ. Let's not get that twisted. We have laced you with our stupidity. A legitimate
question about pharmacists.
Yeah. You know, I try not to wave my doctorate degree around because, well, not only do I think it makes the people in my field think I'm a little bitch and ain't willing to cut a motherfucker, but also it just gets into semantics with medical doctors.
Yeah. I don't want people to think I'm too big for my britches, but I will cut you up.
That's the narco. Yeah.
The streets. Yeah.
I'm gonna be a narco season 5 mountain man.
Yeah, yeah. It gives a whole new meaning to when they say grandpa's medicine. Yeah,
absolutely. That's the name of our script for sure, dude. I think at some point what we need to do is, because we're going to keep on coming up with some dumbass story ideas and sketch ideas. Like, we need to write some of these down, and then maybe we have ourselves a sketch show. You know, yeah. We got a good handful already. We got Johnny Buffalo, we got old prospecting drug dealer, or you know. I feel like there's definitely a Walter White pun with old prospector.
There was something or another with good-natured Charles Bronson or whatever it was.
Oh yeah. So we got a first episode for sure. You know, look out, Tim Robinson. Which Oh, fun trivia. The gentleman who got me my manager and I guess agency that she's attached with, he is going to be. He's an actor friend of mine, and he's going to be in the new season of I Think You Should Leave. So look out for that.
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Yeah, so look at you out there already making connections.
I'm mixing it up, man. Yeah, I really don't think I should be able to divulge any more than that. But he's told me about the role that he's playing. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
All I'm saying, Brian, is don't be afraid to kiss a little ass.
Well, how do you think I got me a manager and agent, fella? I puckered up. I took my pickaxe out and I put it up against my chapped lips and made them puffier.
Hey, lots of people do that to get ahead in careers a lot less prestigious than Hollywood, so. You know, take that for what it is.
Don't I know it? It's the only way I was able to make it in with the drug cartel. You think they shy away from compliments? I think not. I was saying, first thing I said.
Right to these heels.
Yeah. Wowzers, mistress, are those real rattlesnake boots? My God, the blood on your enemy sure does look fine on you today. Dude, we got to work something with that, man, for sure. And then I got to find a new place, somewhere else so I can reside my face, and then maybe
hang your hat, if it were.
Yeah, hang my hat.
I guess as it were, however the saying.
Yeah, hang my hat when I wear it, and I'm out of rhymes. That's all I got for the time.
When you're not home on the range, yeah.
Buddy, I don't know if you're aware. I haven't been home on the range since long before the start of this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. There are no deer and buffalo to roam.
Mm-mm.
Well, I don't know. Maybe at Yellowstone. Yep. No, Yellowstone's up around Montana. It's Yosemite that's in California.
I'll say it once again, Bubba. Like I said at the beginning of this podcast, we are the last of our kind. We are the last of our kind.
Your Arthur's getting a little better. All right.
Dude, I could even get even way like when I played it again for like the 17th time. I can actually get pretty close to him. Let me see if I can get. I always got to start with, I broke the goddamn wheel. Show.
Yeah.
Always, Dutch. Always. Yeah. When I'm like playing it, because it takes a month out of your life to complete the fucking game, I can pretty much be indistinguishable. But
dude, Grand Theft Auto 6, when? That's the question I think we all want to know.
yeah, well, I'll throw you to the best meme that I've seen. Is dies in 2050 whatever, and then next day Grand Theft Auto 6 released.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto, it's like release date announced.
Yeah. I see that they have, because I follow GTA forums. They pretty much narrowed down. They figured out who the voice acting protagonists are. So that's pretty
okay.
cool. Yeah, which you can
Have
pretty
they
much track
confirmed
that.
where this one's going to be?
Well, I mean, what you saw the leaks and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, so I honestly don't remember that much.
It's back in Vice City.
Okay, I can dig that.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it, man.
4 was Liberty City. 5 was San Andreas.
It's the only HD version of they haven't revisited of the 3D version of the game. Because they revisited Liberty City and they revisited San Andreas. They haven't revisited Old Vice, which is going to be twice as nice.
Dude, this is happening a lot with a lot of these games. Like they're getting further and further spaced out.
Well, I mean, yeah, but they're also doing a shit ton of
3.
more work than they used to on them as well. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Going
into a game it's a massive undertaking.
Yeah.
But like, when did Grand Theft Auto 3 come out? Was that like 01? Something like that?
Yeah, it was shortly. I remember this because they also had to like make some last minute changes to the game because they released it only a few months after the Twin Towers fell. And like they kind of, because obviously Liberty City is basically New York, and they had some buildings that looked like the Twin Towers, so they had to go back and change that. And then I think Vice City was a year or two later. But also, as we just said, like look at how much more they're doing to the games, and like I said, like not even really, I mean, half joking, but pretty serious. Like it takes like a month to get if you have to try to have some semblance of a life, and to get through Red Dead 2, it takes about a month to get through the story,
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, because I get that they're making a lot more money off of doing the online stuff, which is great. Good for you, Take-Two and Rockstar. It's just not my bag. I'm all about the story. I like the interactive, or I enjoy basically feeling like I'm in a movie, So that's why Red Dead 2 is probably my favorite game of all time. But and I hear that's also the rumor, though, which I'm hoping is just a rumor, that they're going to cut way back on the story for GTA 6. But hopefully that's not going to be the case. Hopefully it's even longer. I went 2 months of my life taken out for GTA 6.
What?
I said I went 2 months of my life taken away from me for playing just the story of GTA 6.
Oh, absolutely. I don't play games near as often as I used to, but there are a few that really just suck up my time. And I guarantee you, when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, that's going to take up a lot of time.
Dude, it's not only going to take up a lot of time. It's like, that's when, generally when I am like, fuck, I got to invest in the new system now. Because, there's not really anything out there right now that, I can't play on PS4 that I'm like, oh, I got to rush out and get a PS5, to, play.
That's my biggest complaint with the next gen, is it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, it's cool and all, but they're not releasing that many games. Most of them are still available on, like you said, either PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah.
So it's like, and there's not even that many titles that are truly made for the next gen. A lot of times you'll have the version that's optimized for the PS5 or optimized for the Series X, but
yeah,
it's not for it.
Right,
There's a few.
which I will once again once I finally break down and have to invest into a new system. Like I'll definitely get those. Like I'm gonna get GTA 5 for PS5, but like I don't feel compelled to go buy a whole new system just to play the same game with newer graphics.
Honestly, I'm probably not even bothering with GTA 5 on the next gen. It's like I already got it on 360, which is what it originally launched on. And then okay, I bought the re-release when they redid it on Xbox One. Okay.
Hmm.
Because those weren't that far apart.
Yeah,
But then it's like, how many times do I have to buy the same game?
yeah, it's kind of horseshit. But hopefully, I mean, I don't know. It's Rockstar and Take-Two, so they probably will make you purchase it once again. But I would like it if it's just like, oh, you already purchased, like, it's saved on the same account. You purchased it on, your PS4. Let me download the PS5 version. Don't be a dick,
Yeah.
you know? But
Yeah, they market that then it'll be like an HD remaster or whatever they'll
which
call it.
I have seen the graphics and
You're
it is
pagan.
it is light years different, but still
Yeah. Which
same
on
same
one
game.
hand, if they did truly remaster anything, I mean, that was time and money, at least in man hours, if nothing else. So
Yeah,
I get it. They're trying to recoup some.
yeah, but also it's like it's the biggest. We're talking specifically about like Rockstar and Take Two. It's like the biggest fucking company in the gaming industry. Like they're doing all right, you know.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah, and that
Another one
and
that I'm just
the
waiting on, and they
re-release
keep
or
taking longer, is the Elder Scrolls.
never got
From
into it.
Bethesda that made like
Hmm.
Morrowind and Skyrim.
Okay, yeah, I never got into those.
I loved Skyrim. I still play it quite a bit, especially on PC because you can mod it, so you can always do something different.
I see.
But it's like, okay, when you look at these releases, that the Skyrim came out in what, 2011? We're 12 years away, and we still don't have any like solid details on Elder Scrolls 6.
Hmm.
When was that in? Morrowind was like '02, Oblivion was like '06, and then now here we are like 12 years later, and we still don't like they've announced it, but that's it. We have no solid release date, not many details about the game. Yeah. Basically,
Well,
all they've said is like, yeah, we're planning it. It'll happen one day.
I say that is just pathetic. Bethesda. Did I say it right? Is it Bethesda or is it a P word?
What's that?
Is that the name of the company? Bethesda? Is that what
Yeah,
you said?
Bethesda.
Oh, buh or puh?
B like Bravo.
Oh well. Get bodacious, Bethesda. All right. Well,
Yeah.
any
See,
whoozle.
okay, yeah, I was looking up the release dates here. Yeah, Morrowind, to make sure I was right, was '02. And so before that, it would have been Elder Scrolls 2, that was Daggerfall. So 96. So there was quite a bit of time. So
Hmm.
but that's still only 6 years.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
And
Who knows,
then
dude? Like again, I didn't play any of these games. Like, how long did it take for you to like complete the story of Elder Scrolls?
if you want to play just the main storyline,
That's what I'm about.
I mean, you could get that done, not to make it sound short, but I'm trying to think because I spend so much time doing other stuff.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, like you said, maybe a month of your time or whatever, if that much.
Well, I know like the main story I think for Red Dead 2 is like wraps up to be about 60 hours just for the main story by itself. None of the side missions or anything like that.
Okay, so this one I just looked it up. It says completing the main quest. It will take approximately 15 to 30 hours, depending on your character's level.
Oh, well, that ain't
But I
shit.
guarantee you, anybody who actually like enjoys the game is doing way more
Yeah.
because not only do you have like random encounters in the game, kind of similar to like how you might in Red Dead,
Hmm.
but there's going to be other quest lines. Like there's the Thieves Guild quest line, the Dark Brotherhood quest line, and then there's expansions to the game now too. You've got Dawn Guard, which is kind of like an additional storyline they added.
Dawn, as in Dawn, or Dong?
Yeah,
Oh,
Dawn, as in,
yeah.
as in like very early
Yeah.
morning. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say, man, these these PC mods really got away from them, huh? Dong guard.
Dawn Guard. Actually, I would not be surprised if that's out there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure it
Skyrim, Dawn
is.
Guard.
Yeah. Much as I like to consider myself an original, I know these not everything I've thought of is solely my own intellectual property. But well, on the note of
Yeah,
dong,
we do not own
yeah,
any of the aforementioned.
yeah, on ending on the high end note of dong guard. We've been recording for about an hour and 10 minutes, which is about 10 minutes longer than usual. Why don't we go ahead and wrap it up, player? And we'll
All right. I'm gonna
revisit
look into
this.
these game situations. Maybe we can talk about that a little more next time. And I'll
Sounds good.
also I'm not sure when my next prescription refill is, so I'm not sure when I'll have an answer on that. But as soon
Well,
as I
just
know,
yeah,
I'll let you guys know.
we're all looking forward to it, man. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that is a good topic next time. We'll do video games.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, dude. Catch you later. Well, how about that for an episode, dear listener? We certainly learned a lot. Psych. We sure didn't. That was a very short-lived topic. But we'll learn more, I'm sure, when John gets back from visiting with his Dr. Pharmacist. Oh, and what a thrill ride it will be to learn the results of that. And to hear about how John's Dr. Pharmacist most likely will look at him like a complete and utter jackass. Oh, I shall wait on... Can't think of the expression, but I will be gleefully listening to that future story. In the note of speaking in regards to the divorced option you can fill out in paperwork. About 5 minutes after I turned off this podcast, I realized that option is clearly for divorced women who have changed their last name. So, as I've stated many, many times before, dear listener, I constantly put my foot in my mouth. And well, as you've heard here, this recording was absolutely no exception. But don't you worry, we'll be getting ourselves a divorce playlist in no time. It is going to be, indeed, 80% consisting of the wedding singer, trickled in with a dash of Smokey and the Bandit, maybe some other Jerry Reed hits. I think I just got his name wrong, but the guy who was in Smokey and the Bandit. And just we'll insert any country song minus losing a dog, and you got yourself a solid divorce song. I tell you, those old country boys, oh, do they know about losing? Them and their dogs, do they know what loss is? Also, just want to point out to any of those keeping score, when I said that John said both kids were at work, I played that back 3 or 4 times. And yes, he definitely said that. He definitely said that. I did not hear incorrectly. He was wrong. And I'm not a petty person at all. I'll be bringing in more community service updates in the future. Currently taking a break from it this week, as I am in the midst of completing my drug offenders course, which I've been participating in class every day this week. And what a thrill ride it has been to partake in that and hear redundant information that I've been
having just jammed down my throat for the past almost 3 years now. But hey, sometimes you get what you order, right? It's like, if you're choking on the stuff Listener, I am very tired right now. I have been spending all week, as I've said, taking drug offender courses, which has been 3 hours every day this week. Also staying top of my AA game, working overnights, and then also searching for a new place, which, I have leads on, which is good. It's good. But the amount of spam I had to filter to even get those somewhat solid leads has just been a waking nightmare. One that I fear I will still be in for the next week or two. But to be honest, it's the kind of nightmare I want to be in. One where if I just step back and take a look at the good things that are going on in my life, turns out it's not a nightmare at all. It's just a funky, fresh, weird fucking dream. As I said, did just sign with a new talent manager and the agency that she is attached with as well. And honestly, I could not be happier with the results of that. I've been with her for less than a week, and I've already gotten 3 auditions for voiceover stuff. I just finished updating my casting profile, so who knows, maybe casting directors will be open to seeing this face move as well with the voice that goes along with it. Again, I know my sentences aren't making sense. I am tired, but I am trying. I am trying for the love of you, dear listener, for the love of me, dear listener, and for the love of Pete. For Pete's sake, whoever Pete may be, everyone supposedly needs to find a love for that guy. So I'm doing it for the love of Pete as well. And Pete, I swear to God, you better accept this love. Or, like my drug offenders course, I'll cram it right down your goddamn throat. And with that, I'd like to say in closing as always, Como se llama hermana? Lo siento palapinto. Good night to all my peeps up in North Texas, and sleep well, all my fellow Angelinos. I'll be to say, world, until we meet again next time, this has been another episode of the Big Boys Podcast. Not to be confused with the radio DJ, Big Boy, who also does a podcast. Please do not send us a cease and desist.
Boys is a podcast produced by Not So Funny or Proud Productions. The team consists of co-hosts, co-producers, and co-editors Brian Hickey and John Sorrells, better known as John the Great. For more information about the duo or this show, please visit us at bigboyspodspot.com, or feel free to take a gander at our production page, notsofunnyorproud.com. Look us up on social media and follow us at Big Boys Podspot. New episodes drop every Thursday on every popular podcast hosting platform known to man. So please be sure to like, subscribe, vibe, describe, contrive, confide, collide, abide, preside, tell your tribe, and most importantly, do prescribe. Me and Elixir for talking out the side of my neck.